Behind the Counter is sponsored by
Hover.com. Domain names made simple. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. And by Stitcher Radio. Listen on the go via the Stitcher mobile app. For more information, go to stitcher.com/GFQ.
Hey, cool cats. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Counter on your new beautiful time slot of Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. It's a little after 7, but I'm your host, Rich Stambolian, and with me as always is the man who never stops.
Never stops.
Jonathan.
Won't stop, can't stop.
Adler. John won't stop, can't stop Adler. Breast milk. So we got a couple of chat rooms. I think viewer 333588 is Adam Mish. The one man I knew who bought the Walking Dead number 100 Chrome edition. Oh, that's right.
Gotcha.
Thanks for tuning in, bro.
You will be the target of this today. You are in the proverbial dunk tank today.
You leave work.
Piss off.
You leave work sad about getting that comic book, and now we're gonna make you feel even worse.
Oh boy.
Are you holding it, Adam? Are you holding it right now?
Crailing to your chest.
Chat room.
He's actually nursing his Chromium Edition Walking Dead number 100 today.
I love it.
It's so good.
We're going to definitely be talking about Walking Dead 100, and they came out with 85 covers for that book.
Biggest book of the year.
I can see. You know why? Todd McFarlane cover. The worst cover out of all
Yep.
of them. Yep, there we go.
There was covers I didn't even know existed.
The Otley cover is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And the Brian Hitch cover is really good. Sean Phillips' cover is very good, too.
It's amazing because all the covers, none of that stuff ever happens in the comic.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
The McFarlane one is Zombie Rick pointing a gun to his head.
Yeah, I said no.
That doesn't happen.
Not suggestive at all.
Does not happen. And also, I'm eating my own words because last week we talked about how we don't think that Walking Dead is a mature reader's book. Issue 100 completely crossed the line. That is an adult book, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a hard book, too.
It really is. But we're going to get to that in a little bit. It's going to take up a good chunk of time.
We're also live at Comic-Con today, too.
Yeah, we're super live at Preview Day. We're in California right now.
But we brought the studio with us.
Yeah.
And the hamburger song.
And we actually did the wrestling show from Comic-Con, San Diego Convention Center this weekend, Comic-Con. If you're in San Diego, in your hotel room watching us,
check us out.
That's cool. Some cool stuff. They actually have us on a big monitor in the Comic-Con.
We're right above the Iron Man playset that they have in Marvel booth.
We're supposed to do a panel on Sunday about videocasters.
What the fuck is a videocaster?
Andrew, you got to get to work on this, man, because we should be having a full-scale TV show at this point.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Things have taken a little longer than expected.
They offered Palmiotti a TV show about comic books.
Really?
Yep. The guys from Midtown are doing it, based on the Kevin Smith stuff. Like, there's a bunch of comic
books. It's a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete failure.
But different channels are like, these guys, we can work with comic books now. And
is it delusional that I think AMC ripped this off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
But I'd go along with that as well.
You know what? You're not alone. You're not alone. You're part of a mass hallucination because a lot of people I know also said like, hey, they're doing stuff that you're doing. I'm like, not really.
A lot of people doing what we're doing. Talking about stuff.
But it just so happens that we have beautiful HD cameras, so you can see our beautiful.
Are we in HD today?
We are.
Whoa, dude!
You can see Jonathan and I in full HD.
Thank God I'm tanning nowadays.
Hard. Are you?
A little bit.
Oh, outside.
Outside, not actually tanning booths. I'm actually going out in the regular.
You're actually buying boots and just staring at them.
Yeah, I'm just lying in my house, just maintaining boots and EKG machines as I can.
No MRIs?
A lot of MRIs. I'm flush with MRI machines right now. I don't know what to do with the MRI machines. If you know what reference this is, I give you big props.
I was just thinking that MRI stands for more real indeed.
More real indeed.
Andrew, turn that gas up.
Hold on, I gotta start. Hold on, I'm just playing around with knobs.
It feels great.
It's like Dr. Frankenstein over here.
You know, by the way, I got an email from a viewer this week, and they sent me a link to some I guess based on your readings,
Mm-hmm.
like crazy stuff in comic books. And this guy sent me, he's like, listen, there was a character in DC, and his superpower was getting high on cocaine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he would level up with cocaine.
I think we featured this on the Facebook page at one point.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was one of the comic book legends revealed. There was a dude who was a bad guy, and the cocaine was his power for the most part.
Powered by coke, as was Captain America at one point.
And now he's moved to crystal meth.
Mm-hmm. His face is disgusting.
Yeah.
His face is gross. Comic-Con's happening. The biggest convention of the year, arguably, in San Diego.
And there's not a whole... Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing... I mean, what's his name? Bill Willingham of Fable said this is his last con ever because he's disgusted by it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not even day one.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sick of this already.
The right wing.
I mean, the preview day is somewhat boring because we're... it's a lot of... Like, I was reading a Marvel panel earlier because that's what I do. I don't go to the Comic-Con. I just read about them.
Why not?
And they're live.
Mm-hmm.
So they were talking about the internet for the most part. Like, the internet works with comic books.
Does it exist?
They talk about like the digital, publishing and like, Marvel AR, the augmented reality stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, listening to paint dry. Not looking at paint dry, but listening to paint dry.
That's even more boring.
Yes, because you get nothing out of it.
I read like a weird article today about like, because the culture's gotten so like in depth where it's like, how to properly ask questions at a panel.
Really?
Because like I feel like now it's like they want that machine to keep rolling, so you don't want the guy who's like, excuse me, in Journey into Mystery 465 there was a panel of Thor beating a bean-looking man into the ground, and next to him it looked like it was Hercules, but another panel he was gray.
It was gray.
What
The
is
gray
the
Hercules.
deal?
What's up?
That guy's there.
I actually would be that guy if I went to the Game of Thrones panel. Mr. Martin, a second of your time.
Yes, Jonathan, I know your name.
In the Duncan Egg stories, there's a Targaryen that I don't know. Who was that Targaryen?
Would you ask him?
The Fossway house. There's a red apple and there's a green apple.
Would you ask him about Jaime Lannister fanfiction?
Yep. I read it today.
The one where he fought Cthulhu, or like the
That's amazing.
Oh, actually, that's George R. R. Martin's
He
own
wrote
fan
that.
fiction.
Yeah, he actually, because he hates fan fiction, he actually wrote a fan fiction about him, like Wheel of Time stuff, and Jaime Lannister, Cthulhu, in a huge tournament. It's ridiculous, dude.
Get
It's
on
like,
those books.
Yeah, it's like, stop wasting your time. Like, I read a thing about him. Like, scheduling makes me nuts overall, whether it be him or other creators. But he was like, we're all waiting for a new book from him. And he has like 6 other projects, like anthologies that he's working on. It's making me nuts.
Yeah, because he's old. That's why.
I'm old.
He's the Mick Jagger of novels.
Ooh.
It's funny too. As I went to relieve myself before the show started, like I was like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about San Diego and everything." I get an email from Wizard World where it was like, "Guess what? Everybody, Scott Bakula is gonna be at Chicago this year."
I was watching a video of Kirk Cameron talking about gay marriage today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that this guy's an idiot?
Oh yeah, he's insane.
He was going into he was pushing keep the sanctity of the marriage, in one place. And he went into, it's like, and by the way, you can check out my movie Fireproof, which really talks about a man finding God that brings him closer to his wife.
Great.
It's great.
Yeah, great. This is not the cool guy who lived above a garage on a TV show.
Not at all.
That's a font.
And
bro.
I definitely want marriage advice from a child actor.
Oh,
telling me how to live my life.
Can we get that soundbite? Because that's probably the most poignant thing you've said on the show in a while.
About Kirk Cameron?
Just like, I'd never want marriage advice from a child actor.
That comes from Bobby. He said that today.
That's pretty good. Kudos to you, Bobby.
If you're listening. Probably not.
Bobby's listening. He's still trying to find somebody to talk to about issue 100 of Walking Dead.
I talked to him today. I got it out of his system.
Did you?
And it's like relieving him. We actually got into a really good conversation this week about how fighting has changed through time. Overall, like just like dudes like just going at it. And people don't do like the fish hook anymore.
Oh no.
And like there's in his grandma's house, he had a picture of Hercules fighting a dude, and like the dude's grabbing his dick. Like, he's like suplexing when the guy's grabbing his dick. I'm like, wow, it's like they don't do that anymore. No one grabs the dick. But like that's the first thing you think of. Like like you're about to die at this guy's hands and like rip this guy's dick off.
Yeah, hell no.
But I'm wondering about that. Like, does this ever come to a point if like you're like naked wrestling with a guy in like ancient Greece in like a coliseum, and like you grab the guy's dick, you just fish him off. And he's just like, all right, take it down.
One last breath before you die, sir.
Whoa! Hey,
Was it?
Get me a sandwich.
Get me a shawarma. Was it Steve Reeves Hercules?
Steve Reeves Hercules. Everything is Steve Reeves Hercules.
Inside joke.
Steve Reeves.
Ask us about Steve Reeves Hercules.
Reeves. You know, it would be great Hulk, Steve Reeves. Great Superman, Steve Reeves.
Oh,
great thing, Steve Reeves.
Oh man,
all the Reeves.
So good. So good.
Leave my puddle.
You know, speaking of Reeves, it's so tangential what they're doing. They're debuting an actual
big word.
Tangential. They're debuting a minute 27-second clip of Superman this weekend.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I thought they would actually wait till Batman came out.
No.
Well, we'll get the trailer at Batman.
Really? I was reading today that there's going to be no
trailers.
No trailers for Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I read like a little blur that said like it's just going to be you go in, lights go out, Batman.
I don't believe that for a second.
They've done that before. They've done that with a lot of movies.
Really?
Yeah. I think they did that with the last Batman.
It's like you would want to advertise during that. Big time.
You don't need to.
But you'd want to advertise like Superman at that point too. I mean, you're in there waiting to see a comic book movie. You want to see the next comic book movie on the docket, which is Superman. I like the fact that Christopher Nolan said like there's no possible way I will do any Batman production after this, and I'm not doing that goddamn Justice League movie.
Oh, thank God. They need. You know what? Like, it's not going to be good. You know, it's not going to be good. This is it. The Christopher Nolan is a genius for making this franchise exactly what it is. I'm looking forward to Batman so much that I'm getting anxiety about it.
Yeah, I watched a 13-minute featurette the other day, and it really gives me like agita.
Oh, I'm saving that for the weekend.
It's really good. Yeah. But I don't think there's anything good coming out of DC after this. You know, Green Arrow TV show, no thanks.
Nope.
Justice League is going to be such a disaster. There was good news though. They did decide to do a Fantastic Four reboot, and they signed the director, Josh Trank, who did the amazing Chronicle movie, which is one of my favorite superhero movies.
I gotta check that movie. I have it sitting at home.
It rocked.
Yeah.
It like flying powers, action. It's like Akira the movie for the most part. It's awesome.
Sold. Who would you be your casting for new Fantastic Four?
Ooh, Hugh Jackman as Thing.
Oi. Oh, Ben Grimm.
I want. Who would I really want? I don't know. I actually did this at one point. I did my fantasy forecasting, and
I'd keep Chickless as the voice.
No,
not even the voice.
No, you could do better than that. I want the guy. There's a dude who was in Carnival. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, there was a guy with a limp. He was the guy who gets his leg cured. He was like Ben Grimm for the most part. I don't remember the actor's name. I'll look it up eventually, and I will do a dream casting on it. Dreamcast.
I'd keep Johnny Storm as Johnny Storm. That was good.
Yeah, but he's Captain America now. He can't do it. He was great as Johnny Storm. It was the best thing about the whole disaster of those two movies.
It's a sad thing too because Marvel has done such a great job of casting. My pick for Doom would be Fassbender.
Yeah, I mean Fassbender. I think anyone who's doing any type of casting nowadays wants Fassbender for everything. Yeah. That dude rocks. And the guy's not afraid of showing his dick.
No, not at all. I still have yet to see Shame.
Awesome movie.
I know the girl is dying to see it.
Whew, it's a good movie.
Guy hangs down.
He does hang down. He hangs down hard throughout the whole movie and has a lot of like nervous breakdowns.
Whoa.
It's a good movie. Good movie. I won't watch his other movie, Hunger, because people in jail cells going on hunger strikes makes me nauseous.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
That's high anxiety right there.
Yep.
We got a viewer, James Gandolfini for Ben Grimm. No thanks.
Oh, go.
Christopher.
No. Christopher. Let me tell you about the pogo plane. Don't go in the pogo plane.
I told you not to go in the Love it. This is one of my favorite impressions. Gandolfini breathing.
Breathing and eating.
So good. Season 6 Sopranos, they mic'd the inside of his mouth. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. Christopher.
How did anyone have sex with that man? How was he a sex symbol at that point too? When he was just eating noodles all the time.
He was
more cold noodles, Christopher. Feed me more cold noodles.
That's also one show where the food never looked good.
It's true.
It was always like old Pajute just sitting there.
Eat the prosciutto.
Hit the Pajute.
Give me
Eat the
some more
prosciutto.
prosciutto. Christopher, we're gonna eat the old prosciutto at the
I
band.
don't know who Matt Bomber is. Who's Matt Bomber?
Is that Matt Boner?
Matt Boner.
Matt Bomber. Who's Matt Bomber? GFQ viewer, My Take Radio Rich.
Well, wait for that delay. I don't know. You could really go anywhere with those characters.
Who's White Cole?
Oh, White Collar.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That guy died on Luck. He got his head bashed in. My mom watches all the USA programming.
Yeah.
Religiously.
I constantly get asked who watches USA.
My mom and my dad.
Okay.
They watch Burn Notice. They watch White Collar. They watch Suits. All that crap. I don't like the USA programming. It's the same show over and over again.
I want a show on USA about turn of the century Jewish accountants in New York,
Ugh.
and I would call it Boy Notice.
Boy Notice. You get the Boy Notice. We're handing you the papers tomorrow. Boing.
So the
You got boinged.
so the gas is on
Today.
right now.
The guest is always going to be on during our show.
That's good.
We have so much time to kill on this show now.
Oh, it's so great. We're here till 8:30.
Oh my God. No, we're going to be here till 9 today.
Are we, Andrew? What do you say?
Maybe 8:30.
Get out of my house. So we're going off the cuff here. It's comics. Like I said, man, there's not much news this week. We got some cool books to talk about, some upcoming stuff to talk about. Next week's gonna be amazing because we're gonna get all the San Diego news.
Yeah.
And all that stuff's gonna break because I feel like this year, as opposed to all the other years, the teasers for the news are gonna be a lot worse than the actual news. I think there's gonna be some big stuff happening.
Yeah. This. I was reading a thing from Comic-Con. It was a Dark Horse Comics panel, and it was like mostly black dudes, and it was two dudes, Tony Puryear and Eric Alexander, talking about pitching a science fiction film which had a number of black people. They were told by a studio executive that he could save them all time by changing the race of black characters because, as Tony quoted, black people don't like science fiction. They don't see themselves in the future. So like that's the quote like on the title.
Oh, that's horrible. There would also be no movie.
They're also making one of my sleeper comics of the year was Peter Panzerfaust by Image. They're making a BBC show out of it.
Really?
It's Peter Pan set inside of World War II England. It's amazing.
Awesome.
They're all army dudes, like him and the Lost Boys.
Love it. I'm completely down with that.
And I endured watching James Franco talk about the Great and Powerful Oz movie from Sam Raimi. God, that guy is annoying now.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed him at one point, but like that dude just smells his own farts while he talks.
He does.
He's like, the guys from Entertainment Weekly's Entertainment Tonight is like talking to him. He's like, how do you feel about doing a character that's like, it's like a James Bond character, that has that prestige of it. And he's like, no, I don't know. It's so much like James Bond. Nobody's really done this before, and I'm, put my own spin on it. And he's like, shut up.
Great.
What about the school?
You know what? I watched that 21 Jump Street the other day.
Awesome.
And it's a great movie, but like I didn't know that was his brother. And in the middle of the movie, I'm like,
what?
Is that James Franco's brother?
Who?
James Franco's the kid who looks like James Franco.
I didn't know it. Who's this?
The main
dude?
The drug dealing kid in the movie.
No shit.
James Franco's brother. I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, is that James Franco? I was like, it looks like James Franco. It was like, and like another celebrity had a love child, but it was James Franco's little brother.
I didn't even put those two together.
Yeah,
Wow.
It is weird. So he's gonna be the new Franco.
Great. We need more Franco.
We also have Brian Wood doing a Star Wars ongoing.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Same here.
Brian Wood is like knocking out the park.
He is, man.
I like what he said. He said about that. He's trying to forget all of the Star Wars comics he's read in the past.
So good.
He's trying to put a new take on it.
Yeah. So that should be cool. Like I will dip my foot into the Star Wars sea at Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Like every so often, and they've done like really excellent stuff with the Star Wars stories. But then it gets to a point where like I just don't buy them anymore.
Yeah. Legacy was a good example.
Oh my God,
we love Legacy.
Yeah.
And Legacy had no characters that we enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all brand new, and it was really enjoyable. It just like there was just so much of it.
Yeah.
I think when it got into the Evasion storyline, we got out of it.
It got really convoluted at one point. Yeah.
I couldn't keep track of the characters anymore.
Invasion storyline?
Yeah. Not NWO Evasion.
Oh, okay.
It was a cross promotion that they had zombies invading every one of their books, including Star Wars.
You didn't get it out of your system, Andrew?
No.
I thought it was out of my system, but it's slowly coming back. I'm staring at a picture of Kevin Nash.
Oh, the memories. Won't do, baby. Kevin Nash. Did you see the Pee-wee overdubbed Dark Knight trailer?
No.
After the show, if anybody's watching, go on YouTube, and I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel, and there's there's Pee-wee overdubbing the Dark Knight trailer, the Dark Knight Rises trailer, somewhere. It's floating around the internet. It's really funny.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'll check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably post it on the Facebook page.
Yes, on the Facebook page, and we're keeping our Facebook.
Facebook. Facebook is big now.
Yeah, to get it done, Facebook. Facebook. It's facebook.com/ behind the counter GFQ. Is that right?
Yep.
Is that right? I think that's right.
Right now.
We've been posting a lot of cool stuff on there, so go take a look, comment on it. We have about 35,000 fans at this point. We would like 36,000 by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, 1,000.
A lot of it. You want to just do some talk about some comics that came out this week?
Yes, we haven't done that in 2 weeks.
There's a lot of disturbing stuff this week that came out. Apart from Walking Dead, Minutemen, didn't see that coming.
Ooh, that was rough. That was the last thing I read before I went to bed. And I was like, where are they going with this? Ugh.
I had enough. Like last night, I had an outwardly depressing thing. Because I read Walking Dead, I read Batman, which was also kind of depressing.
Everything was depressing. I didn't read a single happy book.
Yeah, and then after that, I was like, I'm gonna put these comics down and finish watching the second season of Louis. It's just like
more depression,
super depressing. And then I went to bed. Surprisingly, woke up very in a good mood this morning. I knew I was going to be here.
It feels like Friday.
It does feel like Friday, but we have another day. So, Batman? Batman was awesome.
Batman was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Batman was a great book. So in this issue, we've got the fight between brother versus brother. Spoilers.
Could be, could not be.
See, that was that thing that kind of made me uncomfortable.
That it could be his brother, and his brother.
It looks like they're leaning towards probably not,
but
they're leaving it open. Like they can't confirm that he is actually Bruce Wayne's brother if they don't have the DNA from him.
Right.
But I think it creates kind of an out for it, and kind of like if other people want to play with it, they can play with it. I thought it was kind of like a cop out, but it was still a great story, great fight. The jet engine.
Who'd have thought?
That was awesome.
Yeah. That guy was flying around Gotham, like that whole little monologue he did, where he was like, "This is how I looked at Gotham from my window." Where it was like I looked at the like a warped reverse Gotham
because he was looking through his window at Wayne Tower, like through the glass, and it would like he'd create this mirror image thing, which is very metatextual on terms of him being the anti-Batman for the most part.
Yeah,
the very cool thing, Batman. They had a panel today about Batman and the whole Batman universe, and they handed out owl masks for everybody.
Oh, awesome!
Which is so cool. That's something I never even thought about.
Yeah,
you can see a lot of creeps in suits wearing owl masks nowadays.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
You think like come Halloween or come the next con?
I saw an awesome Mega Man today.
Oh, I saw that guy too. He's on Comics Alliance.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was staring at when the show started. I was like, oh, this guy's great. We should have some pictures up next week too of like the great cosplay stuff.
Oh yeah.
Comics Alliance does comicsalliance.com.
Facebook
does a great. I can't talk today. I ordered lunch today, and instead of saying I would like a fountain Coke, I was like, give me a Phantom drink. And she's like, you want a Fanta? I was like, Phantom Coke. And she's like, excuse me. I'm like, Coke from the fountain, please. Coke from the fountain. I probably did say that. But comicsalliance.com does a cosplay of the week.
Amazing.
Every week, or just,
always great.
And it's not like cosplay that how we like it, where it's just like a guy in a Coors Light made Iron Man costume. It's like actually these dudes go in and like this is their job. Like they make beautiful costumes.
You do an amazing job of finding great cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
You found like amazing like that one you posted on this week on the page.
The Avengers one?
The Avengers one's amazing.
Oh my god, that was so great.
It's just like people who are not even trying, just like, you know what? I'm gonna be the Hulk. Just throw some green face paint on, green t-shirt, brown pants.
Well, the Hulk guy was wearing the
look at that.
The one piece. He's wearing the one piece bodysuit, like the like from like the Green Man.
Yeah.
And he just had like Hulk hair. It said Hulk on it.
Oh, that's right. Look at it now. We just like painted on a face.
So good. And like that's I don't like I know.
And the Captain America thing is like a little child's mask and a Captain America T-shirt. Thor looks like Coco.
He does.
Iron Man's wearing a Captain Morgan's thing.
It's so good. Go on our Facebook page and check that out for a good laugh. But like I would never like this is out of love for the genre. Like I love cosplayers. I think they're some of the ballsiest human beings on earth.
Hell yeah.
To go into the sweltering heat and walk around for 3 days in a really horrible looking costume. You know what? You get mad props, man. Like I will never make fun of any kind of cosplayers unless they get a little touchy and creepy. Because there's some guys who do the character thing. And yeah, like I remember I was in Chicago a couple of years ago for the Chicago convention, and there was a Captain Jack, awesome Captain Jack, right? But this dude was in character the entire time, and it got really old, real effing fast.
Yeah, I mean they get. I think Captain Jack stuff gets really old immediately as they walk in the room.
Hey,
get out!
Leave.
Get out! Remember last year? Remember when we went to Comic-Con last year and we ran into those 2 nurses from Silent Hill, like crazy, evil looking nurses, and we're like, oh, like we just basically walk around and take pictures all day.
Yeah.
And like we came up to them and they started taking off their masks and they were like cute chicks, and we got awkward.
Oh, they flipped it on.
We could have like it could have been a moment where like, oh, like they kind of looked like they were gonna ask us for numbers or whatever, or like kind of like flirt with us, and like both me and you just turned to like, we're out of here.
That is exactly what happened.
But they took their masks off, like, here's our cards, out of here.
Oh.
I think I'm such a nervous wreck at those things that I'm just a ball of jelly. I can
Feet don't fail me now.
yeah, out of here.
Oh,
this guy's dressed like this thing. Oh, it's a woman.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, check out those guys in those awesome regular dude outfits."
That guy's really sweaty from wearing his backpack all day.
Exactly.
By the way, I turned the ether up a little bit.
I can feel it.
Okay.
Nice. But yeah, I love the cosplay, man. Like some of these dudes, just man, you can find a lot of these cosplayers on Instagram, and they just like they'll give you a walkthrough of making their costumes. It's great, man. I would never have the balls to do it.
Yeah. No. I mean, I wish we could. I wish we had I wish we had the ability to make awesome costumes.
Yeah.
Because there's so much crap that we talk about that we would love to dress up as.
Oh,
we
yeah.
never can go through with it.
We're just talking about being Legion to do.
Yeah. Right before the air came on.
Yeah. And yeah, it would be such a. I feel like you'd be like. That's the thing where like, I think the tolerance level would last an hour.
Yeah.
Because if you had the awesome costume means that everybody wants to take pictures with you.
Yes.
And you won't be able to like that's your job for the day that you're not getting paid for, basically.
Yes.
Like, hey everybody, I'm here. I'm presenting myself to you. I'm dressed like Corsair from Corsair the Swashbuckler.
You're an asshole.
I would hang out with a guy dressed like Corsair.
Hell no, that guy stinks.
Big mustache.
That guy smells like doo-doo.
We're the Starjammers or whatever. Like we'll show up dressed like Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what I would do.
You could be Charlie 27.
I would paint my body blue and be Major Victory.
And people would just stop and be like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with you?"
Oh yeah.
Which is also us at the
What we
convention.
do. Hey. You're just like a slug. Awesome.
It was funny too. Is like we handed out so many business cards last year about people we took pictures with, and I don't like none of them got back to us because we had like our old business cards. We got to make new ones for the Thursday night move. I'm gonna change the Friday to Thursday on it.
It's amazing.
We were like, hey, like we're gonna talk about this soon. Here's blah blah blah. Here's our business card, and our cards had the 2 email addresses, 2 Twitter accounts, the Facebook, the network name, the network website, and the live link.
Immediately in the garbage.
No, we must have given out like at least 100-something of these, and we've not heard back from a single one.
We interviewed these psychopaths.
Yeah.
We went up to like, the 2 Captain Americas who were going to kill me.
Oh, man. The Black Captain Americans? Yeah, man. They were like
definitely like had a background in Marines or something like that.
Those guys were waiting for you to say something racist.
Was Schwarz, huh?
I come from Germany. This does not fly over there. But Germany 1942.
The night of glass, your mother threw the rock so hard.
So, we interviewed a lot of dudes. We're going to do the same thing this year, man. Like once October. No? All right, we're not. We'll take a lot of pictures and present them.
No.
No?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Andrew, can we do a broadcast? Can we get a booth at Comic-Con and just broadcast from there for 3 days straight? No?
Come back to us about that.
I'll come back to you on that.
What we could do is we can have a live feed and you just cut to us whenever you wanted.
Okay.
I got the Comic-Con flu last year.
What? No, you know,
Oh,
we
you
could do
did,
we could do like a live view unit. You just walk around with the camera and the mic, and we broadcast it live.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And Dave Johnson give you the finger again.
Yeah. He was a really nice guy, but you know, unnecessary. Dave Johnson. You're a good artist.
Stop doing Deadpool. Stop wasting your time.
So yeah, Batman was incredible, man. Batman was really good. We're back to Batman. Great book. I also didn't like. Did they imply that letter was burned in the backup story with Alfred's dad?
Impossible. I was thinking the same thing because he's actually referencing his father. I just don't understand the timeline.
Meaning?
Think about it. Jarvis Pennyworth is an old man.
Right.
Writing a letter to his son. Bruce is a kid. Within 10 years, he's dead. You know, the parents are dead. Jarvis is dead, and Alfred is an old man at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking. All right, Jarvis 70, right?
Oh, we can do this.
Alfred 50 when he shows up. Yeah, Bruce is like 8. Alfred's like 50.
So there's 30 years between Jarvis and Alfred. 20 years. 20 years actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense because Alfred was an old man when he showed up.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it makes sense. He traveled the world also.
Yeah.
And he showed up at the Wayne's doorstep.
Off topic, kind of. Did you read Batman Earth Thorn yet?
No.
Very good.
I'm saving it.
Very good. Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do. My favorite thing about it is Harvey Bullock.
Yeah.
They do an awesome Harvey Bullock.
Okay.
He's thin and he's a star.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's really good.
Can't wait. That's the Jeff Johns year one.
Yeah.
Earth One. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank.
It's like the ultimate version of like Batman. It's a different origin, different world. Alfred isn't a bad dude. Arvis is a bad dude in this. He's great. He's like one of the best things about it.
I like it.
Surprised they didn't do a Joker in it.
No.
Okay. They did Penguin and a new character, Birthday Boy.
Okay.
Doesn't sound very enticing.
Really?
It's really good though.
I did save it for this weekend. But
enjoy.
Enjoy,
Rich.
Thank you. That was excellent. And then you had another excellent Batman book this week, which is like the 1-2 punch from the Batman books. Batman and Robin was also tremendous because you're continuing the storyline.
I totally forgot that they were continuing that storyline.
Yeah, with Damian basically like one-upping every single Robin that ever existed. And if I can get this out, they're paying attention. Batman is the only book that pays attention to old continuity.
Yes.
Because Damian brings up the fact that Jason Todd got the snot beat out of him by Joker.
Yep.
In the desert.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I love the issue. I love the art. I love this issue, but I still have no idea what the Terminus storyline's about. The branding of people. Like I thought it was a brand new storyline, and then they remind me, oh, Terminus. You know, this guy is an old man who was melting throughout the whole issue and turns into a giant robot.
That was awesome.
I don't know what it is. I thought it's great, but I have no idea what this shit is.
Well, I like the fact that it goes from that cool Damian story and then him showing up with on the roof with Commissioner Gordon and they get into the car and he's like, you can drive this thing. He's like, I've been driving since I was 8.
It's like, great.
He's like,
You're responsible.
I'm a cop. And then you have like the crazies branding like everybody. I think Bullock gets branded too, right?
Oh, no.
At one point?
No. Some other cop did.
Okay.
Other messy looking cop.
And then Batman gets branded and his chest is on fire.
Yeah. He gets more powerful.
Oh, man.
You want to bat? You want to bat?
It's a really wacky story. It's a good book. It's a really good book. But
it's the Robin show for
Yeah.
the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And a really angry Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like, hey, dude, I'm trying to tell you how to do stuff, kid.
Well, I also like the fact that in the end of the Batman issue, the conversation between him and Nightwing, where he's like, because he knocked out Nightwing, he's like, I'm gonna punch you, and then he does like this, Batman does this really like heartfelt story, like big ups to Nightwing,
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't want to punch you. He's like, I'll get you when your back is turned. He's like, you'll try.
That was I like that. I like the end of the issue too, where he was like, all this time I thought Gotham was Batman City, but it's our city. It's all of us.
I can't wait for that movie so much.
How far do I have to back up to do a Christian Bale Batman impression?
Did you see this new trailer they put out? It's him and one of the guys from The State playing a doctor. and telling him like, you've got no collagen in you, you've got brain damage and all this stuff. Because the movie's gonna open up 8 years of him being retired.
Okay.
And he looks like crap.
He's the Alex Ross Batman.
Yeah.
With the
he's thin and he's like, and he's gonna get jacked up later on, but he's a little bitch.
Just this movie. Like I'm trying to put together the timeline in my head because like in the one trailer,
it was 7 years.
8 to 9 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
So how old is he?
They don't say, but he's older. He's got gray in his temples.
Let's say he was 34.
So he's in his 40s now.
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
No, I'm disagreeing. I always disagree.
He's not in his
Batman
20s.
I say.
How old was he in the first one?
They never say.
Well, no, but let's go based on the time frame.
20s. I would say mid-20s.
So 25.
And some time passes between Batman and Dark Knight.
5 years.
I say 30. He's 30 in Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. 30, 32.
So he's pushing 40 at this point.
Well, he's got gray in his temples. He's walking around with a cane. So he's roughed up.
See,
but you also have to put into consideration he's like an NFL player.
Yeah,
he took a beating for all these years, and now like he's all beat up.
He's a wreck. Yeah, that's what they're pushing it as.
Well, you mentioned the timeline. There's like that one bit in the trailer where like he's talking to Luscious Fox, and he's hobbled and he's standing on the cane. In my head, I'm like, ooh, Bane messed him up already.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought he's gonna get like his shit broken up, early on in the movie, and then the rest of it's gonna be about him coming back. But apparently, he still gets messed up in the movie early on, and it's like his first mission back is taking down the incredibly large Hulk man wearing a mask.
Would you?
I love the line. There's one one of the trailers that gives me chills. It's like it's him on like a catwalk, and he's looking at the camera. And he's like, "I'm not afraid. I'm angry." And he turns around, and Bane is just like, he's got his hands on his vest. He's walking to him, and just like he pounds the crap out of him.
Oh man,
he is gonna get the shit beaten out of him.
Would you?
You'll die when I want you to die.
RoboCop.
A little RoboCop with a little bit of Tom Hardy.
Would you be upset?
Do more push-ups.
Would you be upset if they didn't go with the Bane origin?
I don't care what they do with Bane at this point.
With the teddy bear and the Santa
They're
Priscus
not doing any of
stuff.
that shit.
No?
He was raised in the League of Assassins.
Okay.
The Legion of Doom.
All right.
Everybody now.
I'm so looking forward to this. I could talk about this movie for the next hour.
I can't wait. Next week it comes out, man.
Yeah. Next Friday.
We'll be having a viewing party here.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own IMAX in the studio.
And everybody's invited.
Everyone's invited. Come over to the studio.
Yeah. Even Kunal.
Kunal, please.
Not Coco.
All right.
No Coco.
Sorry, Coco.
No Coco.
Boss is spoken over here. Yeah, Batman and Robin was excellent. What else we got on the DC stuff? Nothing, right?
That's all.
Sorry.
Well, I read the before Watchmen thing that you're talking about.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's talk about Minutemen #2 for a little bit.
I thought it was rocking. I thought it was an awesome issue.
Loved
they
it.
do a great thing of covering a lot of bases they never did before.
What are you talking about?
Before Watchmen.
It's Minutemen #2.
I don't think.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to give you that picture.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
There's a night owl on it.
I
So
forgive
a good chunk of the book is kind of expanding on when they first got together, and they give some time to like what's her name, Silhouette.
Yeah.
With her like being a lesbian, and she wants to do like she wants to bust up a child prostitution ring, which is like a real noble cause, but most of the guys are like, no, it's bad. It's not good PR.
Yeah.
Let's go after Moloch.
Yeah, like they're like, well, let's do stuff that'll make people happy at the end of the day.
But the best part of it, aside from like it's great, the art direction is awesome. Darren Cook writing and doing the art on it. But the best part of it is they go to Larry, the agent who later marries Silk Spectre.
Right.
Is telling him like, you know what, you gotta stop with this shit. You gotta get your shit together. You spend too much time with him. Why don't you spend some time with Sally Jupiter?
Well, he's talking to
Hooded Justice.
Hooded Justice, yeah.
Hooded Justice is the character who got the least amount of time. The most noble thing he did in the original Watchmen was break Comedian's hand when he was going after Sally Jupiter.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I forgot about this, that he was in the behind the hood stuff. Under the hood stuff was behind under the hood. Under the hood stuff, they were hinting that he was number one gay,
right,
and that he was stuffing Captain Metropolis.
Yeah.
And so, like after that conversation, like while he's having this conversation with him, he's looking at tools. He looks at a saw and like a hammer. He's not saying anything. And so essentially, they want him to like hook up with Sally Jupiter or essentially even say like be a beard for him. It's good for your career. And the next thing you know, what's his name? Dollar Bill and Comedian are knocking back beers,
Yep.
and they hear something in the back. It's like, cut the shit or something like that.
Yeah.
And they show Captain Metropolis like strapped to like a bed in like a torture room.
Oh man.
And like go to Justice with no shirt on, no clothes,
And the noose.
He's got the noose around his neck, and he's just all he's doing is dangling it over his over Captain Metropolis. Like, shh, it's okay.
It's frightening.
It's really creepy.
So frightening. It's so
really
frightening.
dark.
It's like it's gay or not, man. That is dark.
And the fairy tale they're telling in the story, this green carnival, this German fairy tale, like
Yeah.
during the middle of this, which is kind of alluding to his past in the carnival, because that's what they kind of talk about in the Under the Hood.
Yeah.
The fact that what's his name, Hooded Justice was like a strongman for a German carnival.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like a really gross thing. And then it's like they're talking about the child prostitution. It gets dark. This
It's
is
really dark.
This is one of the darkest ones I've read so far.
And
we're not even into Rorschach yet.
I know, it's so crazy. And then like the whole thing is like, they go with Silhouette, Night Owl and Mothman go with Silhouette to bust up this this kid's missing, and it's the last place that she's got to look. And they go into this building, and Mothman is just standing there with like tears coming down from the behind his mask,
Drinking.
And
got a flask in his hand too.
Did he?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. And there's like a hung kid in front of him.
Dude, it's so dark. And this is the comic that you thought was gonna be like the middle of the road kind of happy-go-lucky book.
Nope.
These guys are terrible.
Yeah,
they're bad superheroes. They're manufacturing their own PR. They're lying about their stuff, and they're all disasters.
I see. I didn't like the first issue very much, but this issue had the hook for me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come back for more on this
Absolutely. And it's the longest one. This is the 6-issue one. Most of them are 4.
Yeah.
This whole thing has been really awesome. It's a guilty pleasure because of the background of it and Alan Moore stuff. But, dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. It is a good book. I would suggest to pick it up. It's there. All this stuff is still on the shelf. Go buy comics.
Yeah, it's in all the stuff is in multiple printings. It's the biggest thing that DC's got going on right now.
Same thing with all the Batman stuff. Like you can find 1 through 11 at like a good price somewhere.
And we're going into the Joker storyline now, so it's a good time to jump on.
Yeah. It's really excellent. Like the best book that DC's putting out right now is Batman.
Absolutely.
And the before Watchmen stuff is good, man. It's the Batman and Robin. Go get them.
Green Lantern, Aquaman.
Green Lantern, Aquaman, we say it again every week, just buy them. I would love somebody to come out and say, like, listen, I bought those books you were talking about. Good job.
Good job. Kudos.
Kudos to you, sirs.
Here's some money.
What else we got? We got Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was good.
I love Spider-Man.
That was my favorite issue so far of that run.
Yeah, absolutely.
It mostly focused on Mysterio and fighting the 2 Spideys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was really good. And you got some like Peter Parker again, not realizing what universe he's in, and freaking out talking to a black lady in a convenience store who has a Spider-Man gold chain.
Oh man, I love
an iPad.
That was you get Wi-Fi in here. It was a good issue, especially like the dynamic between Miles Morales and Spider-Man fighting Mysterio. And then him like, and Nick Fury's the only one who's like, after the whole thing died down and they beat Mysterio and the Ultimates show up and they're like, where's the other guy? And he's like, where do you think he is? He fled the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
He's Spider-Man. He's trying to figure it out.
That's what he always does.
And he ends up in a bodega and he's just like, tell me about it. Like, I'm sorry. He stops a criminal. And the beautiful last page, man. Great last page.
Oh, it's him arriving at, Aunt May and Gwen Stacy. They're moving out, moving to France or whatever, or Hawaii that Tony Stark is paying for.
Yeah.
And they're walking out, and Spider-Man shows up. It's like, they're calling like, what are you doing, you horse's ass? And like all this shit.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, you freak. And he takes his mask off, and they're like, Peter, and he's crying his eyes out.
Oh my God, yeah. It's so great. And in the middle of the street, too. And like, there's so many, it's like, what the hell, man? Everybody knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Like, might as well just take my mask off. And it's that whole awesome dynamic, because
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that element that everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man at this point. That's right.
And the awesome dynamic is like, this is an Aunt May that knew he was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And also like he's gonna try and bang 16-year-old Gwen.
Ooh, that's true. Oh boy.
Like,
well, this is also gonna integrate Miles Morales into that world too, and like meet Aunt May and Gwen and everything like that.
Which Spidey world is more depressing?
That one,
They're
man.
both equally depressing.
Yeah, I mean, like Spidey's been through the ringer because he's had longer years, but that was pretty crappy. I mean, and I feel terrible for Miles Morales every day because he did not want to do any of this stuff. He got talked into being Spider-Man. He got blackmailed into being Spider-Man.
Yeah. A beautiful dynamic too with the Ultimate Spider-Man book about how he killed his uncle and that it sets up like the Uncle Ben thing.
You know what? You're putting stuff together. You're blowing my mind right now, man. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Great power, great responsibility, great take on it. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Like the opposite world, man.
Yeah. Ultimate Spider-Man came out last week. Great issue. At the end of it, he accidentally kills his uncle, who was the Prowler.
Who was like ruining his life.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to become a criminal with him.
And instead of saying something awesome at the end, he was just like, I knew you had it in you, kid. You're just like me. And he was like, oh my God.
This is terrible.
So, he ends up killing like his uncle in the last issue. And you have that the power and responsibility thing, which is, I didn't see it coming. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
From Bendis. I like the integration of regular Peter Parker and Miles Morales. It works. We were like very hesitant about it.
Yeah.
And
I was really hesitant because I thought it was going to just open the floodgates, but
Mm-hmm.
just throwing Peter Parker into that universe is more than enough story. It's really solid.
I want to see him I really want like the what reactions of like maybe in the next. There's only 2 more issues, and I really wish it was like a 10 issue,
Yeah.
or like an 8 issue. But I'd love to see like regular universe Peter Parker kind of reacting to like, that's your Green Goblin. Like that's that.
Yeah, that'd be good. I kind of want to see that.
Like that's Captain America. He's a dick. Like Thor's kind of the same, but that guy's a jerk. Like all like that kind of interesting stuff. Because he's gonna have to face the Ultimates at one point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And once they bring him up to speed, next issue's probably gonna be a tearjerker.
He's probably gonna freak out at some
Yeah.
point and have a nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
And when they tell him that Reed Richards is a megalomaniac. So
And his
good.
brain's all messed up.
It's good stuff.
Let's go into the book of the week.
Book of the week, everybody. In case you didn't know, Walking Dead number 100. The end.
The end.
This has been another episode. Wow,
What a
man.
book.
We've been talking about this book for months. This was the original. If you caught the picture right there, this is the original solicit for the book. It's Rick walking away, showing it's him kind of like walking into the horizon with every dead character, every character that has died, which it spurred fandom into thinking like, oh my God, this is gonna be it. Rick's gonna bite it. But what happens? Like, give it to us, John.
Well, I mean, this is it does a couple of things.
Mhm.
Mostly, this whole entire issue focuses on one scene and one scene only. It, kind of shows you what's going on with Andrea because she's at the irregular camp. But the main thing that goes on is you have Rick, Michonne, Glenn, Maggie,
Carl,
the kid, the little girl Maggie,
the other doctor.
little doctor, going off to go back to the hilltop and start dealing with the problem of Negan, who is the bad guy. So they get there, and the next thing you know, I knew this was coming because he says goodbye to Glenn. He's like, "I'm gonna miss you, buddy," and he goes. He goes on. Rick's sitting on the roof of the car, waiting, like doing his watch, and all of a sudden a noose goes around his neck, and the Negan's crew shows up, and there's a ton of them, and they show Negan. It's this big dude with a smile on his face, wearing a leather jacket, and he's such a weird character.
Yeah,
he's very jovial. He's really happy, and he's dirty. He threatens to mouth rape Rick, which is like, oh no, like this is where we're going. We're going back to rape now.
he goes down the line to everybody and pros and cons of why I should kill you and why I shouldn't.
Which is incredible. It's very metatextual. I think this is a
Yeah.
big Kirkman moment of actually like thinking about, I gotta kill somebody for the 100th issue. What am I gonna do? He says like, I can't kill Michonne. You're a black woman. Call me racist, and the Asian guy I can't kill because that's also racist.
Yeah.
So he does Eeny Miny Mo, and also he introduces the last ad for Walking Dead number 100 was Lucille is coming. So we're like, oh, it's gonna be the new character is gonna be Lucille or something like that. No, Lucille is Negan's bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Man.
And he goes Eeny Meeny Miny Mo down the line, and it lands on Glenn. And the next thing you know, the next few panels are just him beating him over the head, crushing his skull.
Yeah.
And they show everything. It's one of the most brutal moments in comics I've ever read.
Oh, absolutely.
Charlie Adler killed it in this issue.
Can we get that one picture? I think is that too gross to show?
No way.
I think it's the first Glenn one.
Glenn hit.
Yeah, Glenn hit.
Look at that.
That's the first shot of him getting.
And he's like mumbling, Maggie.
Yeah, that's like the first shot of him getting first hit with a barbed wire baseball bat, and then like he breaks his head open,
Breaks his jaw off.
And like it ends up with just like a mush and an eyeball.
Why did Glenn die?
He got picked on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they kill him?
Negan is basically saying, like, what's great about his speech is he's saying, like, you know what? You used to, like, saying to Rick, like, you used to be king shit. Like, that shit's over.
Yeah.
Like, everything you own, you have to bring back to me. We're going to knock on your door, and we're going to ask for your shit. That door is ours now. It's an incredible speech, and now they basically have to work for these scumbags. Where the governor was the big villain for so long, and we didn't think we could top that, Negan in one issue has gone beyond that.
Above and beyond.
And
also.
we're only in the 3rd issue of this storyline, which is going to like 6 or 7 issues.
It's an incredible.
I don't think we even at the worst yet.
No, not at all. I think there's a lot. I think Andrew's gonna bite it, but apart from that, the monologue that Negan does, the whole speech saying like, "Don't even try it," and when he goes down the line and he goes to Rick, and that's the thing that
I'll even read the line. I have it open right now.
So that preserves like the Rick character is.
He's like after Glenn's been turned to a bloody pulp, he's like, I'm gonna, he's whispering, crying his eyes out. Rick is crying his eyes out. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, Negan just comes down close to him. He's like, what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Speak up. It's like, not today, not tomorrow, but I will kill you. And just like Negan just stands up. He goes, no, you won't. Your best fucking chance is right now. Stand up, put a knife in my throat, drive an axe in my face. Go ahead. As soon as my body hits the floor, my saviors will fucking fuck you people up until your insides are outside. Worse than your little Asian friend for sure. This dude is a mean dude. It's like, in fact, you want to keep acting tough? Like, I still need to break you. And I'll have a few of my boys want to train on your boy. Got at least a few here that'd be into that sort of thing. Want to test me? Slaps him across the face. Do you? Well, it's just, dude, he breaks him. The whole thing about this, which is amazing, is you've been leading up to this moment. You've been leading up to, like, the horror is coming at number 100.
Right.
And Rick associates himself with Jesus and his Hilltop crew. Jesus is a friggin' ninja.
Yeah.
And if this dude is having trouble with taking down this crew, Rick really overstepped his boundaries.
Yep.
Immediately, the first issue, we lose Abraham. Abraham was the toughest Hulk Hogan looking dude that they had in the crew. The guy caught an arrow in the eye while walking, and that is slow death.
I'm out of the game, brother.
Ooh. So he got taken out. Now, 3rd issue in, we lose Glenn, which has been around since the beginning, and is one of the most likable characters out there.
Absolutely,
because he's a normal guy.
Yeah,
he's not super tough. He's a runner. Like he's able to go in and out of things. He's a regular dude. He never went nuts. Like, Rick is a psychopath at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He lost his hand. He's talking to his dead wife on an unplugged phone. He's a psychopath. They've all lost it. Now, the next issue, we also have because Negan's crew is broken up into gangs.
Yeah.
You have another crew about to unleash at dawn on where Andrea is. And unfortunately, Rick's been having a lot of conversations with Andrea about love and, like, they dig each other.
Yeah.
So horrible stuff's going to happen to them. We haven't had rape since Michonne's storyline.
My God.
We're probably getting a lot of bad rape.
Yeah. I think she's going to bite it, but I don't think she's going to get killed by the gang. I think, what's his name is going to kill her? The
Creep?
Yeah, the creepo.
The radio man?
That she walked off with. I think he's going to end up just
he's
like,
a creep.
I think he's going to murder her. Who knows? He could have been one of Negan's people this whole time. But I doubt they'll go the lost route of Ben Linus.
No, I don't think so. You know what? You never know at this point.
Completely horrifying issue. It's also they brought the hook back big time with this, because now it's like you get the anxiety of what's gonna happen next. Oh my God, what's gonna happen to these characters? Why?
Well, you've had for so long. You've had them at the top of the mountain.
Yep.
Like when they like we were all looking forward to the cannibal storyline when they face off against these cannibals. They were bad dudes who were eating people, and Rick really showed them up, and they destroyed them for the most part. They've been winning over and over again. This storyline's called Something to Fear for good reason. They're really bringing it home in the worst of ways. Like, these people are terrible. Because think about it. It's the end of the world. What's going to be the biggest crew? The sickos, the psychopaths.
Yeah.
You associate with them to survive. These are a bunch of misanthropes and weirdos from the South that have bonded together and are now running shit.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
They're living on top because they're the worst of the worst. And Negan's speech to Rick a little bit where he was, again, going down the line, like, he summed up everything about saying, like, I can't kill you. You're invincible. You got one hand and you're still killing everybody. Like, you're the leader. I can't do anything to you, So messed up.
Horrifying, man. This book messed me up.
I think so.
I really expect. I kind of think that they're leading up to the idea of, like, all right, I don't know if they're gonna take out Rick at this point. If they didn't take him out at number 100, I don't think they're doing it. They're saying number 106 is their real milestone issue.
Right.
So whatever happens in that's gonna be huge.
Jesus Christ.
they could very well knock out the entire supporting cast at this point.
I think so.
I think that there's a very good chance that Carl, Michonne, and Rick are the only people standing after this. We're not taking out Michonne anytime soon.
Yeah, well, she's gonna be on season 3.
Yeah, she's too popular.
Yeah. This is one of those comics, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of those comics where after you put it down, you kind of notice the silence around you.
Yeah,
the fact that you're engulfed by.
Yeah.
You're a little dot in a universe.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, oh my God.
That's the way I felt when his hand got chopped off and all the rape was going on.
Fiction.
Yeah. It's like it really, this book does the great job of really making you feel uncomfortable and make you forget you're reading, panels of a comic book. It really feels cinematic. It really feels real.
Yeah.
It's a great, the great ability of both Kirkman and Adler. They're doing an incredible job.
They knocked it out of the park with this one. I can't wait to see what's next, man. Like, it's going to be horrifying. And then you have so much cool Walking Dead stuff. I'm sure there's going to be, like, some interesting stuff happening at the convention.
The panel just wrapped up. I can't get any news off it yet because my eyes are crossing.
I really want to hear fan reaction to, like, all this stuff. Because I'm sure, like, because Comic-Con... fans go there, obviously, but, you're going to have some diehard people probably crying their eyes out at Kirkman saying, like, why'd you do this?
Yeah, well, Adam, our buddy Adam, Corman cover.
You mean the guy who spent all that money on that Corman cover?
Yeah. She's lying about what he paid her for? 1 in 100 issue or whatever. Anyway, he was saying how he hated Glenn, and he couldn't wait for Glenn to die.
Uh-huh.
And he actually texted me yesterday and said, like, this really upset him. Because it was so brutal and everything. And, I don't know how he dislike Glenn because he was honestly one of the most likable characters in the book.
He was.
And that's why. Maybe he wants some scumbags in the book.
And who's your favorite character? I know he's still listening. GFQ viewer 3558.
No, he's been quiet.
You got a number.
Herm. What's your favorite character, Adam?
Go, come on.
Aside from Rick. Everyone's character.
Batman.
Carl? Future psychopath?
Batman.
Again, that's what Negan says to him, too. He's like, you're going to be a badass when you grow up.
Yeah, future serial killer. Yeah. He's got one eye and a cowboy hat on.
Yeah, man.
I would be afraid of that kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give him the death stare.
My whole thing, man, is like, I feel like the next issue is just going to be like them getting all the supplies and Rick dumping rat poison on everything. It's like,
it's a good idea.
I'm going to get him.
That's a really good idea.
I
would do the shit out of that.
Yeah, like this car's going to be full of gas. I got my kid, got the black lady. Maybe we can check with this car. Rat poison.
Rat poison.
He's going to show up on a Zamboni or a beer truck.
They have to do something big with Jesus also. You don't introduce a character like that and not, that's like a Chekhov's gun type of thing. They gotta do that. Have that dude fight off Negan or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or leave that group and join up with them and have Michonne Jesus team up.
Oh, what's even worse is that what if Jesus was on Negan's side the whole time? He was the inside man.
Yeah,
and it was just like, hey, this is my right hand bad dude.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing about the Negan character is like he's like a rockabilly guy gone wrong.
Hell yeah,
just like
hey man,
like short, tight hair, leather jacket, like barbed wire baseball.
Not
bat.
what I expected at all from a guy named Negan.
No.
I pictured some dude in like a wheelchair. Like with a tube stuck in his nose. Like,
yeah.
Like grandma from
Punisher? Preacher. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you meant
that too. Either one.
Like Manucci. Yeah. From yeah. Absolutely.
Fat dude with a mohawk. I hate that guy. That dude's gonna go. That's gonna crack up soon and do a lot of rape.
The doctor. The doctor's still around.
Yeah.
The mullet.
Not
mohawk. Nobody's
gross.
So good. We can talk about Walking Dead forever, man. And that season 3,
right around the corner.
They're right around the corner, man.
October.
It's sad that you're never gonna get to this.
Yeah.
It's a different story at this point. You can't have the same stuff.
I think we're slowly getting to a little bit more focused as we get to the prison storyline, which is everyone who's read it is waiting for.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a long way to go.
I think the governor stuff that they're going to do in season 3 is going to be more suspenseful.
I got something to say.
Than brutal.
I finished off the Walking Dead episode 2 last weekend.
Okay.
The
video game.
The video game. Big props to them. This was honestly one of the greatest Walking Dead stories I've ever witnessed.
Really,
dude. Like, do yourself a favor. Spend a weekend. Play the 2 episodes. The first one's good. The second one kills it.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Walking Dead fans. Download, if you have Xbox or PlayStation, download Telltale Games Walking Dead episodes. They're incredible. There's one coming out every month. I think there'll be 6 episodes. It is incredible. It's basically taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, kind of mirroring what's going on with Rick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a guy who was not a member of the law, but a convicted criminal. Awesome story. Awesome story. Really brutal.
Good stuff.
Gives me anxious.
Gives you agita.
Agita.
So this is should we start wrapping it up? I think so. Yeah.
We have 10 minutes for doing fan fiction.
All right. Well, before we go, since it was such a big hit last week, we did erotic comic book fan fiction, brought to you by the beautiful voice of Jonathan Adler.
Thank you.
And you can watch last week's episode for what we did last week, but we're gonna kind of try to make this a regular thing.
Yeah.
And
I try to get as far as we can get.
I think Jonathan found something that has to do with a Princess Leia. Is it Slave Leia?
It's this story takes place in Return of the Jedi when Princess Leia is captured by Jabba the Hutt. But the hook is that it's an Optimus Prime Megatron crossover.
Wow.
Now let me tell you guys, I spent a good portion of the day looking through erotic fan fiction for your pleasure. I could have been reading a Thomas the Tank Engine one. I could have been reading a Fievel fan fiction thing. Pokemon, but we try to reel it in, try to get as comic book as we can.
There was a Batman RoboCop.
Batman RoboCop was probably going to be next week.
Yeah.
So this is written by a dude who, let me see if I get, his name is Comics Nix.
Mm-hmm.
This is credit goes to toplessrobot.com and their Fanfiction Friday stuff.
Oh, sweet. Thanks.
And kicking it off, let me give you a little background. This is from Comics Nix, their intro, giving you the background. This story is situated in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, before Luke Skywalker arrives, but after Leia, R2-D2, and C-3PO get trapped by Jabba. It tries to explain what happened in the meantime. Hope you enjoy. Optimus Prime is entering Megatron's secret base. The fight was vicious, and the other Transformers got caught.
Megatron.
Optimus need to free them. He enters Megatron King Chamber. Egatro. Free my Transformer pals, or Saphir lead metal consequence, shouted Poptimus. You will defeat me, leader of the Autoboys. The Decepticons will rule the galaxy. You have to jump over my dead corpse, said Optimus. Run at Megatron's direction, shooting blaster projectiles. Megatron runs to secret chamber, and Optimus goes behind, but it's a trap. Optimus gets stuck into a titanium metal bar cages, and Megatron brags, "Now, Optimus, you will be my financier. Will help me pay my death satellite to kill the Earth." What? Megatron open his spaceship and embarks the jailbird Optimus Prime. He set a course to a distant planet on a galaxy far away. Where are they going?
Oh, man.
After some weeks, the Megatron spaceship arrives at Tatooine. He seeks for Jabba the Hutt, who receives him. So, Megatron, say Joba, brought me the specimen? Thank you, Rich. Yes, says Megatron. Where's the money? Here. And it was a very good exchange I hope we made. That makes no sense. For sure, Jabba. Now here, your new slave, said Megatron. Lend Optimus to Jabba. Oh, say Jabba. A new robot to my collection. You will entertain my customers for some time. Optimus is very angry and shouts to Jabba, "I'll never be your slave. You cannot control me." Yes, okay, you can't escape. I will kill your stealth companions, and Jabba take Optimus to the cell. There he finds the other prisoner Jabba was talking about. "Hi, I'm Leia. This is R2-D2 and C-3PO. Hi, Leia. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. What are they going to do?" "Well, I don't know. Jabba said he opened a new service at Tatooine to entertain people for staying from other planets. I hope he doesn't kill us. If I could contact Luke, my brother." "Don't be afraid, Leia. I will find a way out." And they waited and talked. That's what they're doing already. Leia told her about the rebels, Han Solo and the Carbonite, and her love for him. The next day, guards. All right, let's get to the good shit. All right, so all of the 5 slaves have microphones, so what they say the audience can enjoy. Jabba firmed a contract with the customers that moanings and profanities are right they have, so the slaves must keep chatting while sodomizing one another. What? Prime sits on the dirty ground and wait. The attention to detail is wonderful. Leia comes near him. "Oh, Optimus, sorry that we met this way." "Don't be ashamed, Leia." It's not our free will that approves that horrifying spectacle of pure sacrilege against flesh and circuits. What? It will be over in some hours, said the 20-foot tall robot. Not Optimus Prime. You need to identify that he's a 20-foot tall fucking robot.
There's a truck.
He's talking to a truck that doesn't even exist in the galaxy far, far away. Leia jumped on Prime's legs and walked to his hips. Now, Optimus, show me your metal cock. Are you right there again? Now, Optimus, show me your metal cock. Said Princess Leia with a moaning and whoring voice. And readily, Optimus engaged into the sex-serving mode. He's got that ready. A hatch opened and slowly... I guess he's trying to say cylindrical, like a cylinder monster of lead and gold emerged from the opening crotch gate.
Gold.
It was shining and totally waxed, and was too big, Leia, to be fucked. 40 inches of diameter and 6 feet of height. Jabba was not pleased. Really? How that stupid robot can penetrate Leia now. His dick is taller than me. Megatron fooled me, regretted Jabba. He kept thinking about a solution. Leia looked, and because the show must go on, she did her best while Jabba tries to fix the situation. Oh, Optimus, I guess I have to tenderize your metal dick for me to fully appreciate its wonderfulness. Wow. I didn't get this far when I was reading before. Leia, your leather-clad bikini lighten up my brown buttocks? Leia rubbed with her stretched arms the metal dick up and down, but it was dragging her skin, even if it was polished and had no jagged edges. She needed to lubricate it. Prime, do you have something good to facilitate my work? Thank you. Yes, my power love. Here, have this squeezing tube. It contains graphite. Just rub all will be all right. And Leia did it. Her body got darkened by the graphite dust, but she liked it. And masturbating Optimus got very easy and pleasurable. This guy definitely proofread. R2-D2 approach. Uh-oh. R2-D2 approach. Optimus and asked permission to land. Whoa. Granted, my fellows. What is this word? Cylindrical pal. You can enter my dark caves of mystery, said Optimus.
Oh, snap.
Bloop, 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 said R2-D2. This was his first time fucking a robot.
Oh.
He was completely virgin and was very ashamed he had to expose his intimacy in front of an audience of millions. Really? Is it millions of people?
Well, Jabba's obviously broadcasting.
But it's like Mojo now. But their lives were at stake, so she must swallow all the prejudices and engage full head on into the altering experience.
So is R2 a chick in this?
I don't know what the fuck he is. Leia said, Optimus, hang on! And Leia hold very harder Optimus' dick. Optimus got a bit up and gave space to R2-D2. Leia was hanging on Optimus' dick while R2-D2 searched the best coordinates to penetrate Optimus' experimental anus. Lucky for him, Prime's anus was automated to adjust the best diameter for foreign objects entering. R2-D2 positioned an Optimus seed for him. Let me just say something real quick. So he's optimized for sex at this point too. That he's a virgin. He knew his anus was going to be perfect for the robot dick.
Apparently, I'm in my A1. He's 20 feet tall and he's got a 6-foot wanger. And number 2, he brought his own lube. Number 3, I think he's shoving R2 up his ass.
R2 was shaken and frightened. The Optimus' anal cavity was dark and moist. Had some. Optimus' anal cavity was dark and moist. Had some loose wires and was rusty from the inside. Really? He started to think sex was not made to coward robots like him. Fuck. Don't be afraid, said Optimus and R2. I'll help you, said Optimus. Bowels lights go on.
It's like a runway.
Everything was illuminated. Beautiful. R2 was really saw what it really was. A beautiful abdomen rectum full of portraits of Prime's human friends that already visit that place. What? He's got a shrine to all the humans he had go up his anus. In his anus.
This guy's a genius. Whoever wrote this is a
A
genius.
camera appeared from a wall and photographed R2-D2 and then immediately put a portrait of him on the bowel wall.
Oh my god.
So immediately. so much credit to Thomas Robot because they a beautifully adorned rectum full of portraits of Prime's human friends that already visited the place. I'm done. That's as far as we're going with this.
Oh man, that was fantastic.
Guys, go on Behind the Counter Facebook page, facebook.com Behind the Counter GFQ. Please request something from us. I will read it on air. If you find something, I'll do it.
Just do it. Keep in mind, it has to top this one.
Yeah, I think RoboCop Batman next week is going to be pretty amazing.
RoboCop Batman, that sounds pretty good. This definitely beat the Jungles of Canada.
Well, I don't know. Making whores of your mouth with the ants making whores of your mouth is one of the fucking greatest lines I've ever read.
Come on, man. Yo, Optimus Prime's butthole is a gallery.
A beautifully adorned rectum full of portraits of friends, human friends that already visited the place. He's a bitch too. He's saying he's a coward and all this stuff.
Poor R2, man. Where's C-3PO in all this?
I think I didn't get to the second page.
C-3PO is the straightest man in the room for once. I don't think so, R2.
Optimus' bowels walls were made of carbon nanotubes covered with soft pinky pillows of pure Petunia's cotton. What is this shit?
That was amazing.
You got the touch. You
got the power. I think we're done.
While rubbing Optimus' dick with his humid, engorged vagina, Leia felt a bit sorry for that robot.
We're gonna post this on the Facebook, and
right there, right now.
If you want, we will charge you.
Much props to both Comics Nicks and ThomasRobot.com.
We will charge you $5 a minute on PayPal. Call up John. We'll set up
Put my number on there.
We'll set up a phone line. He will read the whole story to you for $150.
Easily. I'll do it for $50.
Throw an extra 50 and you can hear me laughing in the background.
You're getting this service for free now. I'm not even finished. I'm giving you just a teaser of the entire story.
That was like the first bit of an 8-part chapter of the Optimus Leia saga.
I really want to read the Thomas the Tank Engine one because that's insane. There's nothing sexual about it. It's about two trains coming closer to each other. No, stay away. And they're getting excited about it.
Is that what they based the Denzel Washington movie on?
I think so. Yeah. The 501 was all about Fievel going over Mickey Mouse's house. And Mickey saying like, "Don't go upstairs and take another duty." And it was all about duty. And then he's like, he takes off Fievel's pants and he says like, "Oh, you got a little rosebud here." They didn't wipe his ass properly.
Oh, man.
It's all about duty. It's all about duty.
Oh, so great. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. One thing I learned in this episode, John is an amazing Mickey Mouse impression.
Oh, boy. Your giant metal cock. Your pleasurable anus.
That's the one you got it right. Optimus meets Mickey Mouse.
Oh. I'm definitely writing something after this. And I'm writing it just like these people. These psychopaths. Oh, boy.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Behind the Counter on our new time slot at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night. I'm your host, Rich Stambolian.
I am disgusted.
Good night.